earlier.
Mm, yeah, me too.
Me too.
Oh, well, then it's sorted. As long as you're happy, Olivia, we'll be fine. Oh, fuck. It's hot, huh?
Yeah.
So David checking in hot and bothered from, well, a little bit bothered from a muggy Battersea in London. I'll tag you, Olivia.
Yeah, I'm feeling good. I went in the garden to cut the grass, and then I remembered I haven't spoken to a friend in a very long time, so I rang her and just been on the phone for 2 hours catching up.
2 hours on the phone. Bloody hell.
Yeah, it's the first friend I met when I moved to England, so she's like my bestie. But we don't live near each other, so it's difficult to kind of see each other.
Okay. Who you
That's
tagging?
Marcus.
Good choice.
Hey everyone, I'm checking in. Chilled. It's nice. It's not too hot, and yeah, I've kind of put a lot of distractions down and found a bit of focus in life, which is good for a week or however long that focus lasts. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the session, and I will tag Trish.
Sunbed Trish.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm a bit all over this week because I've had a day off, a day in, a day off, and now a day in because of sports days and stuff with school. But apart from that, I'm good. I'll tag Bailey.
Thanks, Trish. Yeah, I'm good. I'm tired because I had a group coaching session at 12 and then I had a one-on-one session at 1. So I'm just tired, to be honest with you. So I might only be able to do an hour of this session today, to be honest.
All right. Well, why don't we all just do an hour today?
Okay, it's fine.
We'll
Yep.
work twice as hard so you can all put 2 hours down in your logs. And we'll talk twice as quick. Okay, what is checking? What's the agenda? What's happening? Where we go? Where we go? What's happening? All right. So while you're working,
Marcus, what happened on Tuesday?
Oh, Tuesday. Give me 2 seconds. Let me just sit at the laptop.
before he starts showing us his diagonal radiator.
It's insane. So yeah, Tuesday was my first. I held my first meeting for the East of Surrey, for Voices, support the organisation Lira that I stumbled across. So yeah, we had 6 members, 6 new people turn up, and we just got to know each other a little bit, which was nice. Lots of common experiences in the room, and then so the main reason we brought everyone together is we are starting a research project called No Place Like Home, which is going to look at housing where multiple disadvantage, but particularly substance use, is concerned, and looking at the gaps in the local support networks. So the council don't really want it to happen, but obviously it's being funded, and we don't have any investment. Our funding doesn't come from the council or anyone like that, so we're going to just provide a raw and honest, undiluted layout of the landscape where housing is concerned. So I'm looking forward to it in that sense. And the way that people are engaging with it is they're liking the fact that it's independent, rebellious, so to speak, for want of a better word. So we get to
disruptive.
tell the truth, and not water down the figures and make it look affluent. It will be what it will be. So yeah, we're going to be looking at creative ways to disseminate the findings. So we'll be looking at, I think I spoke to you before, David, about getting creative with the storytelling side of the data that comes out of it, that will engage multiples of people. That isn't just a standard PDF document, another PDF document that a commissioner is going to read. That will be a bit more engaging in a video format, and it will tell the story from the person, an individual point of view. So hopefully we can tap into many different points of view along the pathway. So we kind of want to start at the beginning and pan across as people go through services to the end result, and just pick out parts of people's stories, what doesn't work and what does work and what could be better and things like that. So yeah, that's what I understand of it at the moment anyway.
Who's we, Marcus?
So Voices Support, we are a lived experience organisation. So it's something I wanted to start myself, and then through yourself I found Stacey Bannister, and I jumped on her Lero capacity building funding workshop, and I found Jamie, who leads Voices in the West, predominantly a West Surrey group of people, and I'm looking to build up the East Surrey side because our county just got split in the local government reform. So our borough councils are unified into one county or half of a county structure. So at the moment we're operating at a local level and very siloed. There's 11 boroughs in our county. So we've been split down the middle, east to west, and hopefully that should connect some people up a little bit more and make things a little bit more efficient.
So West End boys and East End girls. West End girls and East End boys. West End girls.
I'd say we were more East End gangsters.
Yeah, okay.
West Cabaret.
You know that song from the 80s? You must know that song.
Yeah,
No, I'm from the 90s. Grew up in the 2000s. Sorry.
everybody knows that song.
No, not everybody. It's so embarrassing there. I just made a complete tit of myself. Right, okay, moving along. So you're a startup Lero that's working in the county of Surrey, where you're bringing together East and West, and you've got 9 little boroughs. Is that what it's called?
So we've got 11 boroughs, but
11
so as we
boroughs.
operate at the moment, so they're transitioning. So there's 11 boroughs. They've got legacy staff, legacy councillors, and so the new councillors have been voted in, and so there's like a warm handover period where everything will transition to the 2 unitary councils rather than 11 borough councils.
Okay. Great. How exciting. All right. So I do hope that you stick around, certainly on the systemic wellness side of things, so you can use this space to help you achieve what it is that you're setting out to do.
I hope to stick around for the coaching side, because part of the job is to mentor and coach people out of the adversity and into the leadership. So the coaching is still going to play a big part of it. And I think I've just got 2 hours left to complete my actual coaching hours.
Excellent.
So yeah, and yeah, this is going to be helpful. Jamie did come along to a session.
Yeah, he did an hour. That doesn't make him a coach.
He's going to try.
He's got another 39 to do.
Yeah. So just trying to encourage him to come along and do some more.
Okay. All right, Katie.
Hello.
Cool. So you got Surrey in the house, Kent in the house. How are you checking in, love?
I'm checking in a little bit hot and bothered, but quite positive and passionate. Yeah, let's go with that.
Positive and passionate.
Yeah, let's go with
Great.
that.
Cool. Daisy, welcome.
Hello.
How are you checking in?
Feeling good. I just had a lovely conversation with Katie. So
Oh,
I'm
that's nice.
yeah, feeling good.
Okay. All right. So Marcus brought to the container effectively a research project, I think, to do a. Are you still there, Marcus?
Yeah, just.
Just give us
Oh,
a
there we
quick
go.
executive summary for the
Oh, well done.
container. Very
Um,
an
yeah, so
elevator pitch.
basically, I found, so I wanted to start my own organization, and then I found through
I've
Stacey's
started
Lero.
my organization. It is called.
Oh, okay. Supported Voices Support, and we're a leadership, lived experience leadership organization looking to train, coach, and build lived experience leadership into our service structure here in Surrey.
And we've just been commissioned to.
So we've got a research project that we have proposed. We've got the funding for. So we sat down on Tuesday with 6 new members, and we're starting the process of finding stakeholders. So within the services at top leader level, middle level, well, actually, the bottom level is the executive leadership of the county. The middle is the frontline workers, and the top tier is going to be our lived experience leaders, or yeah, that we're developing. So it's a project called No Place Like Home. We're going to be looking at housing where multiple disadvantage and specifically substance use is concerned, and looking at the barriers, mapping out the assets, looking at where people fall through the net, and just really speaking to about 40 to 60 people who use the services or have used the services, speaking to them and getting that nitty gritty information out. We're not funded by the council or by the government department. We are an independent organisation, so we are looking to bring the truth to the table, which is ruffling feathers. Council workers are departments are trying to push back meeting dates and things because they're just not really on board with it, because it's not going to tell them what they want to hear at the end of the day. So yeah,
Okay,
it's
so you're going to
exciting.
do a research project to bring the bad news to people.
Basically, yeah. But
Yeah.
solutions as well. We're going to work
Yeah.
together as
Okay. Wonderful.
leaders
Wonderful.
and bring the solution to their problem.
What's the time frame?
So we've got until March next year. That's when the
Great.
funding
Great.
runs
Okay.
out, and that's also when the new council. So we are
So
a
over 9
recent new,
months.
yeah. So we've recently been restructured. We was a borough of 11 councils. We've just been restructured into 2 unitary councils, East and West. So that date we need to be done by is the date that the new unitary council takes over, and all of the others will be dissolved.
Okay. And this is systemic wellness. Yep. What is your professional role in this organization?
So I'm a lived experience leader,
You're a leader.
strategist. I'm
Great.
sticking with
Great.
the same
Great.
thing. So
Okay.
basically outreach,
So
reaching out into the
you're
community,
in a
and
leadership position.
yeah.
Right, wonderful, excellent. All right. So, colleagues, any questions for Marcus? Marcus, are you open to some questions?
I am now.
You know when the words don't actually match the body language?
Mhm.
Yeah, I got that vibe. I don't know about you, love, but Okay, should we try that again? Okay, any questions to support Marcus in his...
So, Marcus, is the people you work with, are they all like substance misuse, or is it like just homelessness and things like that as well? Or
No, so we've got people from the LGBT community. We have people who are substance use, domestic violence, homelessness, in and out of the prison system, gamblers. So yeah, we've got quite a vast array, and we're
yeah.
trying to capture each of the multiple disadvantage domains, so to speak.
So Trish, what have you learned from your question?
That obviously it's a variety of people, and the full of the community, not just one
Great,
set. It's focused on
great,
everybody, which is absolutely amazing. I love that.
great. Okay.
So we came off the back. So before this was an organization, it was born out of other members who were part of Changing Futures, which was a bit more of a national initiative. And off the back of that, the members that founded this organization did a piece of work on the local JSNA, which is the Joint Strategic Needs Assessment. And specifically, they brought the multiple disadvantage part to that. And we're one of very few counties that have looked at the area needs through a multiple disadvantage lens. So they've kind of, off of the back of that, they've birthed this organization, which is specifically for multiple disadvantage.
Great. Next question. If you had a question, what would it be?
How's it going so far?
Great question. Fucking what a wonderful question.
It's chaos. So there's no structure in place. And obviously, we're trying to do things a different way. So there's a lot of unlearning, like agendaed kind of type meetings. We're trying to come away from that and have it a bit more free. But I'm sitting there going, we need to stick to something. So yeah, it's chaos, but it's good. It's nice to sit in a room full of people and openly share their experience, a bit like what we do here. And what's even nicer is watching people who haven't experienced this supportive environment realize, fuck, I'm amongst my people. And that's, yeah, just watching them come in full of fear and anxiety and leaving feeling like they're part of a family. It's pretty amazing.
Okay. Daisy, what have you learned from asking that question?
I've learnt that he is overall positive within this real kind of uncertainty with what's kind of, going on at the moment. I think that, we, especially, I think at Raw, we've been there, we don't have a roadmap of what this should look like. And we've, been finding our feet, and we look at maybe the way things are traditionally done or the way maybe we feel we should be doing them, and then still kind of persevering in the chaos to find out how we want to do them instead of how we should be doing it. So I've learned that, I think that's very common for when you're starting something that is new and different, and it's new and it's different for a reason, you know.
Excellent. Next question.
What are the main challenges that you're facing at the moment, Marcus?
So I think the main challenge so far, and I think the dynamic there is going to change, but the main challenge so far has been operating without any funding. So Jamie's been working really hard to do what Daisy does and try and secure funding. But he's a little bit more invested because, his role kind of depends on that. So, and it kind of defines what we can and can't do. What, so like we've got funding for this research project, but we're talking about change, which sparks a lot of conversation, and people want to do a lot more than what the scope allows us to do. And I struggle with being confined like that. But yeah, we've got the funding verbally. I think we're just waiting for it all to be finalized. We've got the funding for the research project, but I think we've also got a pot of funding for the next 3 years to actually operate the organization, which is going to really, really help. We've got no policies, we've got no systems, like we're literally starting from scratch.
Bally,
So yeah,
sorry, have you finished, Marcus?
yeah.
Bally, what did you learn from your question?
That he's going to constantly have challenges because the funding, although it's great that you've got it verbally, until it's kind of signed, sealed, and delivered, it doesn't really count. Not trying to kind of be the down on that, but then also, even if that funding does come through, which Touchwood hopefully will, that's just going to be one small thing ticked off. You're still going to have another set of kind of constant challenges to kind of deal with. Probably then becomes more operational rather than financial.
Cool. So, Trish, Bally, and Daisy, you can rest while Olivia and Katie try and work out what fucking question am I going to ask.
Well, I want to know how the fuck you got funding for 3 years.
Great.
It's not what you know, it's who you know, I guess.
Yes,
I don't know. I haven't got a clue.
Who cares? You got funded for 3 years. That's it.
I care.
So notice how that question got the whole container kind of going. So let's just so the question is how did you secure funding for 3 years?
Not so from what I understand, I haven't been involved in that at all.
Okay.
But I could feel the pain of Jamie every meeting he's come to. It's been the question, where are we at with funding? And I think he's had several backwards and forwards and having to adjust the pitch and things like that. So yeah, that's, I guess, putting it out there, getting feedback, adjusting to that, and then putting it back in.
Where did it come from? The commissioners?
I think
The
it's from
council?
a national lottery.
Oh, okay. Oh, from Changing Futures.
So the members before were a
Mm,
part of Changing Futures.
okay.
And since that's been wound down and
Yeah.
they've jumped ship and started this organization. So
Okay.
they were funded nationally by government, I guess, as a council.
Yeah, because they put out a tender a couple of months ago for a new phase of a system to replace Changing Futures. But like you say, it was national, so we didn't apply for it because it was beyond our scope. So maybe it's part of that pool of money because it was split in between the government side and then lottery funding had taken over a different role in it. Sorry.
Yeah. I think also, I don't know, are you guys in Kent? Are you a meme area, a make every adult matter area?
Yep. So I am part of the meme meetings, and it's yeah, so they're running a pilot in Thanet at the moment. It's the newest meme area down our side. So it was in Medway, and that was commissioned and started, and now they're running a pilot in Thanet, and we've just onboarded our meme coordinator after 3 years of meetings. So
Wow.
Okay,
I
great.
think that kind of played
So,
into our favor with the funding, is the fact that we were a part of that as a network.
yeah.
so before we go down that rabbit hole, which is a rabbit hole I want to go to, if you could just back a bit. Katie, what did you learn from your question?
I learned that it's about perseverance, to get funding, you know, you just got to keep going. You just got to keep going and navigate different options, and nothing's guaranteed.
Okay. Olivia,
Yeah. Is this a paid role for you, Marcus?
what a wonderful question, Olivia. Thank fuck.
So
We've been carrying a bit of a history from this morning,
Yeah.
Dana. So great question. I can see where this comes from.
eventually, yes, I'm going through my own personal circumstances and transition from that life to this life,
Okay.
for want of a better way of explaining it. But yeah, um, so at the moment, I am going to spend some time and feel out if I can cope with working in this space, because I've already had a meltdown because they didn't activate the sweat for the hot weather, and completely fucked out over that. And so I'm gonna come up against a lot of that. So at the moment, I've just said that I will take a participation fee, which is part of the funding that we've secured to pay members for their time in the work that we do. So yes, in a participatory way, with a future of going full time.
Cool. Olivia, what did you learn from your question?
That it's not straight away, but eventually it will happen.
Okay.
I'd like to ask another question. Sorry.
You just
How
did.
many days are you going to commit yourself to this?
I don't know. I don't think I want to do more than 3 or 4 days, just for my own sanity at this point. Like I said, I'm building back into
Yeah.
this. If it was a checkout job, I'd go straight up full time. I know it's predictable. I know I can cope with that. But like sitting with people who are like just going to blatantly lie and say anything that they can to keep their job and keep their statistics and figures, like that's very general. That is a complete generalization, but that's how I view these people in those positions. That will rile me. So I have
I'd like to ask
see.
another question if I can. What did you learn from your, as you put it, meltdown, and how are you going to manage that? Because it will come again. You know, how are you going to manage that in the future?
So I realized I shot myself in the foot. So I pulled together a lot of information. AI was really helpful in like doing some like really quick research and getting knowledge on the facts. And I kind of shot myself in the foot in the sense that I went too quick. I jumped the gun, absolutely jumped the gun, because behind that, there's absolute sense up and down the country for us all to jump on board and push for this particular thing to be worked out properly in favor of the people that have to suffer homelessness in adverse weathers. So, like, we have 11 boroughs, 2 of them activated the sweat protocol, and the other 9 didn't, and someone died. And they were strong in the fact that they advised to put out sun cream and send people to shade was enough of a response during a crisis. And that happens up and down the country. So we need to get on the same page when it comes to sweat.
Katie, what did you learn from your question?
I learned that this space that we all work in is really hard to navigate for people who have that passion and that desire to want to help people, but actually sometimes if we're not careful, because the personal feelings come into it, we can, like you say, Marcus, shoot ourselves in the foot instead of sadly having to play a longer game or, and I hate using that term as well, but that's the truth of the matter. So with passion comes disappointment and frustration.
Very true. I concur with my esteemed colleague, Katie from Raw,
Thank
the
you very much.
executive director. All right. So, Marcus, what's the feeling in the container now?
I don't know. I think there's a bit of hope and enthusiasm. I don't know. But also
I would support that.
there's like an air of that frustration. I don't know.
Yeah. So there's a camaraderie, like we're all in this fucking war together. But
I'd
it's
say
a
a bit
fucking
of
war.
a bit like, well, a lot of empathy as well, because we know what he's trying to do and we know how frustrating it can be. Like, we would just wish we could pick people up and put them where they need to be, but it's just not that easy, is it?
I've got a question. What I guess for Raw, what are you guys struggling with now that you hoped to be further on from when you started?
That's a good question.
It's a really good question.
Yeah.
What makes it a good question? Just it.
Because it's kind of relative to where we are right this minute. So
Okay, so it brings you to where you are now.
yeah,
Great.
yeah.
Fantastic. It's relative, it's current, yep. And it
I-
landed well with both of you.
Yeah, and I think
Wonderful.
both of us would have a different feeling about that because the difference of our roles.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So for me today, it's about not as far on as building the unity and motivation and community perhaps that I would like it to be right now. So that's for me, but I know Daisy's will be something different.
Actually, I think it's it's on a similar note because I think maybe because we had the conversation that we had before. I think for me it's maybe to do with uh in a way structure. And that's not just maybe the organization, but the volunteers within that. I think, and with the when I say structure, I mean, a funding structure, a more solid kind of staff structure, volunteer structure, and I feel like maybe our kind of core, I think, would have been further along than it actually currently is because, recently we've had a few setbacks.
Read between the lines.
So I think that maybe I expected a more sturdy foundation by now. And
I've only been doing this for 30 years.
I have high hopes, all right? I have high expectations. Yeah, and it's been more difficult than I thought it was going to be to implement it. I thought, we'll write the policies, we'll, know what we want to do, and it will just happen. And that doesn't, you can try as hard as you want, and people are still people, and us addicts are fucking a nightmare to deal with, and funders are a nightmare to deal with. So, yeah.
So what's
Yeah.
made it happen so far? Like what are the strengths? So like I'm taking like the principles that you started off with are a good guide to work towards, like in what you wanted it to look like, but what's made that possible up to now? Like you're not where you need to be, but what has made it where it is in a way?
Well, from my perspective, and again, this might be different to Daisy's because we have different roles, is investing in people, actually investing in people for who they are, not what we expect them to be or what's expected, using the skills that people have right now, utilizing that, investing in that time in them so they feel appreciated and seen, and then watching them blossom in their own way. So from my perspective, I think that's what's got a bit of a core going.
So
Yeah. Hmm?
you want to say that you want to carry on, Daisy?
No, I agree, and I think this might this is gonna sound bad, but I think what has gotten us to the point that we are today, and this isn't to say that other people's contributions are not, you know,
Just say it,
important,
Daisy. Just fucking
that
spit it
we
out.
are where we are today because of me and Katie and all the
Great,
fucking
thank you.
shit hard
Thank
work
you.
that we put in, and the fact that we work fucking 12 hours a day and have no
Great,
fucking
thank you.
boundaries.
Claim it. Claim it. Like, fuck you all. I worked fucking hard at this. It's only me and Katie at this a lot of the time, and we wouldn't be where we are today if it wasn't for our passion and dedication and fucking belief in this. And this is what leadership's about. And it's fucking hard and lonely at times.
So you're building that culture
Oh,
with
Katie's
the
building the culture,
with the people, like
and I'm just shouting in the background, going, "We need a policy about that."
Do not detract from that at all. I will own that I do build the culture. I will accept that because I've given myself that and I do that and I throw myself in. But we wouldn't be able to do it without you doing that crap in the background, and people forget that, if you didn't bring the money, if you didn't bring, those things you bring. So
Yeah, I just
and
want
that's
to
why we're a
challenge a
team.
belief. I just want to challenge a belief here is that both roles make up the culture. You can't
so
have
you
like
build it and she
yeah,
cements it.
you can't fucking have the culture. This is our culture, and that's like fucking admin work.
Yeah,
It impacts the culture. Yeah. And Olivia, did you pick up Daisy? What Daisy said when she said, "What's it? We are addicts anyway. We're chaotic."
Yeah, I was going to correct her.
Okay, so what did you learn from that, Olivia?
That is still being used.
Okay, great. Do you think this is a yes no question? Daisy, when she said that, she was coming from a place of guilt and shame, or was she coming from a place of empowerment and fucking honesty and transparency?
empowerment and honesty, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Oh, Olivia, you just sounded like
Yeah,
Kate.
I know.
Sorry. This is why I put myself on mute. I get carried
Okay.
Yeah, what Katie said.
All right. Yeah.
We had a discussion this morning about people trying to change the names of not using the terms like addict and alcohol and I'm an alcoholic and all that, and rephrasing it into other
Yeah,
suitable. Do you do that at your?
I don't like the label of an alcoholic or an addict, but I was trying to be slightly polite there because I was gonna say crackheads and it's trying not to. But yeah, professionally, I would rather use, someone that has experienced a substance misuse disorder or substance use disorder, not misuse, because I know how to use drugs pretty fucking well. But when I'm talking among,
Yeah.
you know, people that have maybe, yeah, when I'm talking among friends,
Yeah.
I will probably say crackhead or pisshead or, you
Yeah.
know,
You're speaking to the
drunkie.
behavior attributes and the mindset and the chaos and the
Yeah,
lack
yeah,
of
yeah, yeah.
morals and yeah.
You know, it's because, you know, I don't believe anyone is something. You know, I'm not an addict, but I experienced that
Yeah.
thing. You know,
Do
but
you kind of implement that in your organization?
it's quite difficult to be honest. And I've really struggled recently because we've had some of our volunteers doing, say, interviews or, you know, stuff with press. And I think a lot of the guys that are quite AA based,
Yeah.
they call themselves an addict, and
Yeah.
then they say that, you know, they are diseased and things like this, and I'm standing in the background going, oh no, guys, don't say that, that's not true. But it's how they see themselves, and that helps within their recovery. So I also don't want to police the way that people see themselves, or how they maybe want to identify.
Mm.
But in So I do a lot of the writing of our literature and stuff. I don't use those terms.
Yeah. And
So
where do you think that's come from then? Is it like somebody higher up, or is it just you two that have come to that decision? Because we spoke about this morning as well.
I don't think the thing, we haven't actually had a conscious conversation about this
Mm.
at all. It's just I write the leaflets. It's just like in what I want to say.
And I don't, do you know what? I don't think, because what I know some people have found in the past, having endless conversations about terms used can be so soul destroying and tiring, because people, yes, we want to present a professional front, which is why I completely trust Daisy to use the right wordings in leaflets, etc., etc. However, in the core group of people, it can become quite a hot subject. So actually, if you want to identify as a fucking junkie, crackhead, smackhead, pisshead, then do so. If you feel comfortable doing that, and if it takes, because for me, actually, it takes the power out of it sometimes, brings a bit of humor.
Yeah.
It's like we are here, we are who we are. So I
Yeah.
don't think we've
Yeah.
felt the need to even address it, actually.
Yeah.
Might come
No,
up, but not
Yeah.
as yet.
yeah, it's come up a couple of times when I've done training between our volunteers in person. One of them will say it's particularly the word clean. When someone says that they are clean,
Mm.
a lot of people take offense to that.
Mm.
And actually, kind of so do I,
Mm.
because I do think that's a very stigmatized way of seeing things,
Mm.
you know, that you were
Mm.
dirty beforehand.
Mm.
But when that comes up, you know, we have a conversation about it,
Mm.
and then it kind of dissipates, but it doesn't necessarily stop the person using it again in the future.
Mm.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
we
'cause
did
it'd
have a
be really hard for somebody going in from AA coming into like this, and then like they have said that they know that they're an alcoholic, and that's what their belief is, and then to go in and try to change that wording for them, some of them will just go, but I am an alcoholic and that's what I want to be, and you're just like, well,
yeah,
Sometimes
yeah,
I think if AA if 12-step culture it was a bit more humble about what they are, and they proclaim to be the be all and end all, the only solution, and they completely discredit any other effort outside of that. But if they were just to humble themselves and just accept themselves for who they were, people might be able to accept that there are other ways to recovery. But when you're around that circle, you're kind of held like, no, you're one of us, and if you leave, you're gonna die. Um,
So,
This
it's
so
is
just fear based.
just one second.
Sorry. Did I do
No,
it
no,
again?
no. Bally, that's what I was trying to get to earlier this morning when I spoke about Christianity and Islam. That's what I was trying to articulate what Marcus just did so well about the fellowship humbling itself. Thank you. Let's carry on. That was my level one listening jumping in there.
I
How's
was
a container? Feels quite energetic to me.
Mm.
Yeah. Bally's exhausted.
Sorry, Bailey, I exhausted you this morning.
Olivia's self-centered and seems to think that she exhausted Bally. Okay. So what I was going to do is I was going to put you all into a breakout room.
Why?
Why?
just looking for the reaction, aren't you?
Huh? Just to fuck around and
Yeah,
play,
just looking for the reaction.
just to see what happens. So I'm
We've
going
got
to
10
put,
minutes. We've got to go for a break now, David.
yeah. Hang on. I'm going to put you all in a breakout room for 10 minutes. Yep. I don't know who's going to go to who. Yep. But and talk about whatever you want to talk about around what's been brought up in the container over the past hour. See you at 3:00. There is a God.
we're back. We're back.
Sorry, Marcus, you got cut off.
So,
What was you saying?
yeah. So like that platform has people that are paid from lived experience, and they've been working to simplify it for years. So
Right,
I
okay.
don't think I could make it any more simpler.
You can do it, mate. I believe in you. I believe in you. Oh,
Great. How was that, everyone?
it's good.
Good.
Yeah,
Did
it's
that
good.
work? It just
Good.
change things up again. All right. So just before we start to wrap up and close the container, from your couple, what would you like to? What did you learn that you can bring to the container? So I know Katie and Daisy were together. What's the message from you two for the whole container? And then we'll go Marcus and Bally, and then Trish and Olivia.
What do you want to go with?
I think the last part of our conversation.
Yeah, we kind of ended up in a kind of philosophical debate on whether kind of addiction is a choice, or if it's not a choice, and how basically the kind of dichotomy of having a label can hold someone back, but it can also empower someone to take control of their addiction. You know, Katie was saying if she didn't remind herself that she's an alcoholic, she wouldn't, you know, remain sober. Whereas if I labeled myself, I would feel, you know, stuck in a mentality that would mean that I didn't feel like I could grow as a human being and recover, you know. So, and then we switched on whether, you know, addiction is a choice or whether it is an inevitable reaction to the kind of circumstances and situations that we are in, and therefore it is not based on choice. So yeah, we were right there.
Great. Next, Bally and Marcus.
I think we worked out that Marcus has got a lot of work to do. Basically.
Yeah, I think I learned that I need to just be a bit more reserved and methodical in how I approach things, and just, but I'm impulsive, and this is my excuse. I've got ADHD. But yeah.
Olivia and Trish.
We spoke about again the labeling and stuff like that. We went into that, and how different people see it different, and you have to respect how someone wants to speak about themselves, as long as they're not like speaking about other people, I suppose. And yeah, and that we need to know our self-worth. I think Olivia will know what I mean by that. Yeah.
Oh, there was a bit of a discussion there. Olivia knows what I mean.
She'll
And
know.
you lot don't, but me and Olivia. Yeah.
It was about
She-
Keep it in the
she-
family, Olivia. Keep it in the
She'll know
family.
what I mean. Like, know
it's
your
about this
self-worth.
morning's. Yeah,
Hush,
about this
hush.
Yeah.
morning.
So the word addict basically comes from, I think, Greek, which basically means enslaved to debt.
Mm.
It's got fuck all to do with substances originally. Yeah. And yeah, so that's always interesting. All right. Should we start the checkout? If anyone wants to stick around and carry on, I'm happy to do that. I want to talk about technology for a bit, and the app I'm writing. But if you want to check out now as well, you're more than welcome to. So let's do a checkout and let's see who stays.
Bye, Bally. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, I was going to say I've checked out about an hour ago, I think. No, I'm good. I'm just a bit tired. It's been a long day, but no, I've really enjoyed this morning, and I've really enjoyed today. So it's good, and I'll pass on to Olivia.
So before you do that, Bally, have you got a LinkedIn profile?
I have, yes.
Good. Okay. Please, I'm going to send you a link.
Yep.
And I want you to, in fact, I'll put it in the chat to everyone, but I want you to register for this app via LinkedIn.
Okay. Yep. If you put it in the chat, I'll have a look at it.
Hopefully that comes up. Yeah, cool.
Will it
Right, who
take
are you tagging, Belly?
Olivia.
I'm okay. Checking out good. I think I'll stay if anybody else is staying. I'm not going to stay on my own with you, but if any other people are staying, I'll stay on.
Cool. Thanks, Olivia. Who are you tagging?
Trish.
Yeah, I'm good. I enjoyed that. It's been a while since I've been able to get on, but I've decided that I'm gonna stick to my guns and make time for it because I always enjoy it. I always get something from it. So yeah, and I'll stick around if you want me to, David. I don't mind.
Right. Well, Olivia does. So who are you tagging, Trish?
I was left. I'll tag Marcus.
Yeah, my brain's trying to get into LinkedIn at the moment, so distracted. No, it was a good session though, and yeah, it helps talking about the role because I'm going to be doing that a lot more. So it's a nice bit of practice to get in, and I learned quite a bit from the even though I was getting feedback out of the questions in a way. So it's really helpful. And then yeah, I'll stick around and I'll feeling happy. I'll pass it on to Casey.
Thank you. Yeah, I enjoyed that too. I like having those conversations, delving a little bit, getting a bit philosophical. I can't speak, but and also, questioning myself about stuff. Yeah, I enjoyed it. It's really nice. I'm going to stick around as well, purely because I'm avoiding having conversations with volunteers that I really don't want to have. So if I can give it another hour, I'm going to do that. Thank you. And I will tag Daisy.
Yeah, I'm feeling good. I like those conversations. Yeah, I've had a good time. I am going to stick around because otherwise I've got to build this fucking website. It's killing me. So I'm going to stay here instead. Yeah.
Oh, all right. So we'll take a 3-minute break, 4-minute break, and whoever's back in 4 minutes, great. Where I'm going with the LinkedIn stuff, just so you know, is once this app's a bit more solid, I'm just going to invite people to join from LinkedIn, from the business side of things, so that people come in from the business world, and then we can focus on what this school is adding in terms of business. Yeah. So it's not like fucking Facebook and this and that. This is like, guys, if you're in the business of fucking lived experience and getting a return on your investment and you want to do a good job about it, this is what we do. So that's what it's about. I'm being driven by fucking anger, and I've seen so many fucking stories. I'm so tired of it. Nobody is coming unless you do it for yourself. All right, everyone. See you in 4 minutes.
Okay. See you all next week. Have a good week, guys.
See you later,
See you,
babe.
Belly.
See you later, Belly. Have a good weekend.
I don't know where I'm going. I'm going to go.
I also don't know where you're going, but
You
where
can't
do
hear me, but I'm
come
pissing myself laughing at you.
Why are you laughing at me?
Because I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what I'm doing.
What am I going to do in 4 minutes?
from? Well, take 5.
It's all right. I don't need them. I want to go get a
I'm gonna
drink.
make a cup of coffee. I was just thinking like this under 16 ban for social media. like what we can actually learn from it about addiction, we're basically taking the dopamine away. And I wonder what the youth are going to end up doing to replace that.
Yeah.
More ketamine.
More ketamine. Yeah.
You need to get your line set up then, Olivia, and make some money.
Marcus, please don't send the line. You just triggered me.
I've got 10 things going on in my head. It's doing
I
my head
can
in.
see.
I did this yesterday. I had 10 things. I was
I'll
trying to
switch
like,
my video off. So there you go. In fact, I'll go make a coffee. Daisy.
Hello.
So I'm going to put on a free recovery coaching training, 3-day training for Recovery Month. Yeah.
Where?
It'll be up here in London.
Okay.
And yeah. So love to have some of you attend that. Yeah.
How many volunteers are we allowed to bring?
That I need to work out. It's going to be in a different venue.
Okay.
So I would bring people that have an understanding of this work, yeah, and lived experience organizations, and yeah, And the reason for that is that I just want to kind of take it to the next level. Yeah. The more and more people learn about this stuff, the more you kind of, okay, well, now what? Yeah. So the training needs to adjust to the knowledge that's in the field. So in the beginning, when I used to do this work, and you separate kind of, okay, all those people that drank alcohol and all those people that fucking did heroin, yeah, and everyone raises their hand for drinking alcohol, and then I say, okay, so you've all used drugs. It used to be like the alcoholics used to go, no, not me, and alcohol's not a drug. Everyone kind of goes, yeah, no, we know that now. So the knowledge in the environment has increased. So there, the training needs to then move up to the next level. Yeah. And you'll remember from the training we did here at the beginning of the year, Daisy, people didn't even know what fucking recovery was. We spent the first fucking half a day arguing about what recovery is. It's like, fuck people.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
and to be fair, that wasn't Raw, and it wasn't any of Raw's volunteers. Mostly it was the people here in Wandsworth on the ground.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's what my thinking is
Okay. Do you
yeah.
have dates for it?
No, I haven't yet.
I'm sorry, I'm pressing you for information.
Yeah, it'll be in September.
Okay.
It'll be part of Recovery Month, and it'll be promoting the London Recovery Coaching Campus and the work we do here, and to fucking get our accreditation and the way that we do things to show value in the marketplace so people can go and say, fuck, we want to spend our money on this product. Yep. And
Mhm.
so that's my thinking around it.
Mhm.
And I'm fucking pissed off with trying to chase money and what it does to me. It just makes me feel fucking dirty. And I get competitive and I fucking, yeah. And then I
Yeah.
just want to go, well, fuck you all. I'll do it anyway. So that's a bit of a shadow that I've got to myself. But if I didn't have that, nothing would have happened.
Yeah. Maybe you should ask for some donations. If you're going to
Yeah,
put it on
that's
for
it.
free, ask for some donations. Something's better than fuck all.
Yeah. People can make a donation or something. Yeah, but let me not. But that's what my thinking was. I mean, at the beginning of the year, I put on the 2-day for the 167 project. And I had a commissioner there and all sorts of people. And I thought, fucking, this has got to fucking wake people up. It all went fucking quiet. And what I learned from that is when you get to that level, all that's going to happen is government's going to argue with the Lotto Fund. Yeah, you're going to get statutory services saying, yep, Lotto must pay for it. And Lotto are going to say, no, not a fuck. You guys should pay for it. And who fucking gets left out? Us lot. So I don't know if it's something like I attract in the universe, but fuck, every time it's like there's always a closed door. And it drives me fucking mad.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we have to be so careful the way that we write bids in that we're not replacing statutory services. We're not doing like a certain level of recovery support because that should be, government funded. But it's not fucking government funded, is it? So give us the fucking money. Like,
So what we did is if I may, yeah, if I can just talk about in the role of being a founder of a kick, yeah, and the money that came into the kick from services that we delivered through training Raw being one of them, and Recovery Connections being another. We built up a little bit of money in the bank account. Yep. And from that money is we funded Uganda and Zambia. Yeah. But we just give Uganda £600 a month to Bruno. Like, fuck, you've done our training. Here's some money. Go and do build a school, do whatever. And the guy's just built a school with a fucking cell phone and fucking hustle. Yeah. And Emma, Trisha's partner, has used Bruno's school as part of her portfolio of evidence and community of practice. Yeah. And it's amazing what people do if you just fucking trust them. Say, okay, here's some money. It's not much money, but fucking go do your thing. Yep. And then the same with Rabson. Rabson gets £200. And then this office costs £200. So there's £1,000 a month to keep our organization going. Yeah. And on the other side of it, I had to put my hand up and say, fuck guys, I need some help. I'm fucking fried with this stuff. And I went in and got help from services. Yeah. And so I'm like been going through the system myself now, and it'll be but it's time for me to move on now. So in September I'll be 2 years fucking being looked after, and like fuck, okay, what's the next thing for me now? So that's where I'm going with it. And yeah, it's like fuck. Drives me fucking mad though. And it's amazing how much I've been able to achieve personally just by not fucking worrying about fucking having a place to stay. Yeah. And just fucking David here. There's a room. Yeah. We're gonna inspect your room once a week. Don't be a dickhead. And you know what? And just that basic fucking human need, I was able to fucking blossom.
I completely hear you there. My whole life changed when I got my council flat. And I knew that the chase to have somewhere to live was, I think this is mine for the rest of my days. And that just brings so much peace. It just takes such a load off your mind and unlocks part of your brain. You can put that part of your brain towards success rather than survival all the time. Just constantly one place to the next, to the next, to the next. It's like, fuck sakes. I think we should have some universal system in place when it comes to housing and money. I think it sounds,
I think there
I don't know.
was.
It sounds, but I think everyone, regardless of any assessment, if you're born in this country, here is your national insurance number that comes with a universal salary, whatever ages it steps up. And here is a property. If you don't like it, go and do better. Or if you're fortunate enough, just do better anyway. And then, leave it for someone else. But I think everyone should be given that basic. We shouldn't have to worry about gas, electric, food, shelter, the basic necessities of life. And they shouldn't be put into charities for people to feel good because they give it to people. Like, oh, I work for a charity that feeds the homeless. Like, why are you proud of that? Like, I get, like, it's good work, but why are you proud of that? Why are you proud of that? Like, this shouldn't be a thing. People shouldn't be hungry or homeless or.
I mean, what was quite personally confronting for me when I put my hand up and said, fuck, I need some help here. Otherwise, I'm just going to fucking jump in front of a train or a bus or something. The amount of help that was available. It's like, fuck, I couldn't believe it. That was traumatic. Yeah, here's money, here's a place to stay. No, you're gonna fucking kick me out in a minute. It's
So did you get it when you first reached out? Did they just go, this is the support, or did you have to reach out a few times in the sense that
no,
they
no, no,
assessed you
no,
every
no,
time to see where
no,
you were really at?
no. I mean, I went to CEDARS here in Wandsworth. I went there to try and sell them recovery coaching training. Yeah. And then when I got there, I just thought, fuck, this is amazing what you got here. How come I haven't heard about this place? I've stayed in the borough. It's like, yeah, that would be my first criticism. Then 2 weeks later, I went back there and just said, fuck, I need help now. Yeah. And then somebody came and they said, okay, well, come and we'll give you an assessment. And I sat down with them and they did the assessment. It was like 26 fucking pages. I was like, fucking this too. I thought, Jesus Christ, what the fuck's going here? And then they said, yeah, well, you can join the abstinence-based program if you've got 4 days sober. Yeah. So I put my hand up and said, okay, I'll fucking do that. And then I attended that for about 2 weeks. And then I said to the one guy there, when am I getting a key worker? What's this like key worker stuff? And he said, oh, I'll be your key worker. And then he phoned me up a couple of days later and said, yeah, we got a problem, David. We can give you a house, but you have to be unemployed. You have to sign up for universal credit. What? Okay, well, fuck. I'll do that. And I went to Universal Credit, and then they said, okay, yeah, here's some money. Do you want an advance? What? What do you mean, do I want an okay? And then I got another call saying, yeah, this place can take you. Yeah, you must go there for an interview, for an assessment. So I went there and I sat down and they did another fucking assessment, the same questions that they asked me. I got completely traumatized by that again. It's like, fuck, I can't believe I'm back here. Fucking 58 years old, all this knowledge. I'm fucking in a fucking homeless shelter again. What the fuck is going on? And that was traumatic. Then he showed me this room. He said, yeah, you can have this room or this room. It was fucking twice the size of where I was staying. And I burst into tears. and and then he said, okay, well, you can move in tonight if you want. And I was like, what? No, fuck, I need 2 days. And so I went and packed, and then I went in there. Then from that place, I went to CEDARS. So CEDARS had a program, but I had to like, what's the program here? Where's the fucking timetable? What's the yeah? So it was very unstructured and a bit of a mystery of how things work around there. So and then I started going to AA again, which really didn't resonate with me, but I thought, oh fuck, I gotta fucking and I tried that for a bit and I thought, fuck that. And then, yeah. And I just really kind of threw myself back into having a structure, somewhere to go, keeping myself busy. And yeah, I'm basically fucking trying to break the isolation in my head and the anger and the resentment and the loneliness of being in this role. Yep. And all the fucking trauma that I've been through with just fucking working in this field for so long. And the embarrassment of not being able to fucking put what I learned into my own fucking practice. Yeah. And what is hard is when you're in a group full of people that are just kind of starting out and you share your story or something, then everyone starts fucking frapping and fucking, oh, for fuck's sake. So I basically kept quiet in group for fucking 18 months or something. Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, it's been a journey. Oh, it's nice to be able to talk to you lot like this. I've had such shame about this. Like, fucking, how do you talk about it in a way that's, that's because you're going to get judged no matter what happens, especially if you're in a leadership position and running a Lero. Everyone's got a fucking opinion about this. Yeah. So all your family members will have an opinion. Yeah. All the professionals you work with, all the people you try and help with, everyone's got a fucking opinion about everything. So anyway, apparently I'm neurodivergent.
No shit, Sherlock.
Yeah. And I was very polluted by the 12-step stuff. Yeah. Because I was such a 12-step Nazi. Yeah. And a lot of my I've had that narrative in my head the whole time. And yeah, so there's been a real internal oppression. The voices in my head have fucking beaten me up a lot more than anyone else out there. I'm open to questions.
It's just resonating with me because in my position, with my situation, with like with my agoraphobia, so I help people who are just coming into sobriety and have issues with going out because of their addiction, because of the isolation, because of all of that. And I'm merrily helping them with all of that, doing that, and yet here I fucking am. Do you know what I mean? It's that thing, isn't it? That guilt, that shame, that how can I do that for you when I can't fucking do it for myself? Blah blah blah. But I also feel the power in that. That I can say, look, I'm still here. I'm not maybe where I want to be, but I'm all right, and I'm doing what I'm doing, and I've built a life despite stuff. Do you know what I mean? But it resonates. Sometimes I'm like, fuck, should I even be doing this? Should I even be in a position to help people when I'm still not? I don't know. I don't know the right term to use because I don't want to say I'm still not well because I am well. And I still have some barriers. Let's put it that way. Do you know what I mean? It's just like it's hard. So I resonate with what you're saying. Completely.
I get that. Like the barriers for me are the things that can make me so coming up, like I was saying, coming up against the barrier, hitting it, and then going back. Like ethically, if I was to run a corporate business, I just wouldn't employ someone. I wouldn't put that risk on the table. But for us doing the work that we're doing, we kind of need to have a relaxation of that risk management because we're the ones with the answers. Yeah, we're so undervalued and undermined, which kind of adds to that risk.
And we have to be twice as transparent and keep our professional shit together because people just fucking, oh, well, what you expect? You can't say that word anymore, but they are fucking crackheads. Have you checked that? Have they got a safeguarding policy? Have they got this? Have they got like?
Yeah, we had a conversation the other day with our volunteers. We were doing our development meeting, which is just like a chat with some of our volunteers. And, I was sharing that I was really struggling. I'm really struggling at the moment with my mental health. I'm really struggling with eating. I've lost a lot of weight and I'm using it as whatever. And we actually ended up openly asking them, do you want, do you want to hear this? Do you want to hear that the two people that, or the people that are in charge of this organization are struggling? Or would you prefer not to? Would you prefer that we, keep that private? And does it make our volunteers lose trust in us and our ability to kind of do our jobs? And, luckily, they kind of came back and they were like, no, it's really nice to understand that, that you are kind of struggling, and it made us seem maybe more human to them, and it didn't diminish the kind of respect they had for us, or their kind of confidence in our ability to do our jobs, but it just made them kind of resonate with us maybe a little bit more, which was really nice to hear. Because I have a lot of fear around being seen as less capable, because I am at the moment really struggling, and I don't want people to lose faith in my ability to do my job, or my maybe commitment to doing my job, even though right now I'm probably not doing the best job in the world. And it's okay, because I'm doing the best I can with the kind of situation that I'm, in. But yeah, it was nice to get some reassurance, to be honest.
It was, and I will come in on the back of that, because obviously I cried. That's my thing at the moment. They were so kind, they were so nice, and it was so heartwarming. And actually, even in a couple of the one-to-ones I've had since then, people have said really appreciated that, feel more comfortable to be able to share their stuff, having had done that, so yeah.
So Daisy, I'm going to come in there if I may.
Please.
And you've just cracked my heart wide open. I fucking love you so much. And
Sorry,
I'm so pleased, yeah. I'm so, yeah. I feel tears of relief and care and love. And I just want to honor your bravery for coming here and just say I'm really struggling with food at the moment. Yeah. Oh.
I think, part of me, I've been reaching out, to friends, and you know I'm in therapy and I'm doing coaching, but I think maybe there's part of me that's still afraid to maybe ask for more help, or maybe admit that I need more help than I'm getting. And I think maybe that's a block that I've come up against, that maybe even all of the stuff that I'm doing, it's just not enough. And maybe I do need to just stop for a little bit and really look after myself. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to do
Well, you can try and stop.
that.
But I mean, for me, yeah, what I experience in this sort of environment, the depth of humanity here is fucking. So fuck.
Katie, if you were to go and have some rest, would you like find somebody new that, or do you have anybody in the organization that can take over your role for you to have some time out?
Yeah, they get on without me. They'd be all right.
Yeah, I'm going to answer on Daisy's behalf for this because I know it will worry her thinking about it.
Okay.
We won't be able to do it as well because there's a certain skill set that Daisy has that she has learned and made her own. However, absolutely, there are people that can take on little portions of what she does so that it can happen. And I keep trying. I keep gently saying maybe a little bit of time, but I also don't want to push because, as you're saying, David, can you do that? Can you step away for a bit? Can you, would that make the situation worse? And
So
Daisy has got
what?
to find what works for her.
So what happened for me was stepping away from work would have been the worst thing for me. Like if work gives you meaning and purpose and you have a fucking crash and then people say, okay, well, stop fucking meaning and purpose and just go sit in a room by yourself and rest because you're fucking blubbering at work, David. Like, fuck.
It's
No,
the
that
pressure.
doesn't work for me.
We need purpose, but we don't need the pressure. Like if you could just be like a executive that participates and guides and says, sits in a meeting and is like, yeah, this is a good idea. You should probably chase that. And maybe stepping back into that kind of role as more of an advisory role and not feel the pressure. But if it's you two of you, it's like your baby. You want it to, that's where the pressure comes from. You want it to succeed, don't you?
So let me put it this way. Yeah. Luca, my youngest son, when he was born, yeah, he was a C-section and he went into ICU because he couldn't breathe. He needed help breathing. Yeah. It was so fucking overwhelming. Yeah. That I went to work because that was the only way that I knew how to cope. So let me go to the bank. Let me fix other people's computer problems. Hey, David, how's it going? Oh, fucking baby's in intensive care. Oh, fuck. Sorry about Yeah, no, fuck. Anyway, what's wrong? Blah, 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 blah. Work really fucking helped me than to sit in a hospital room with my ex-wife go, oh, is he going to be okay? Is he going to fucking be like, there's fuck all we could have done except just ride it out. And we must be careful of thinking that like fuck if someone's vulnerable, that work should be taken away from them. Sometimes that's the one thing that gives them meaning and purpose and keeps people fucking going. And other times it's not. But I really think we should give the individual agency to decide that unless their behavior is really impacting the business. Yeah. Like if you're unable to do the role. So even though I've had my personal challenges, I really believe that I've been able to keep it together and to still perform in my role as in the organization. Yeah. When I got into trouble, it's like, okay, fucking directors, this is what's going on. Yeah. We'll just park the money on the side. I'm going to go get some help. Yeah. We don't have to tell the whole fucking world. I'll let you know. And it will come out when I feel comfortable. Yeah. And I'll let you know what works for me. So there was transparency as opposed to panic. Which I'd been through before in 2010. Yep. I was given a job to go and take over a dual diagnosis clinic. Yeah, because they weren't getting patients anymore. And 6 months before I got the job, yeah, I'd had a drink. Yeah, just a once off. And I told my sponsee who was working at this place, and then he went and told the manager, and the fucking next fucking thing, I'm fired. I'm all employment contracts are off. Everything is like, fuck, guys, I've turned your business around. I think I'm still charged. Yes, there's a good charge there. Yes, fuck them. But it really woke me up to how fucking insane this mental health system is if you've got lived experience. And now everyone's saying, yeah, you've got to have lived experience in the organization, but they're just fucking, let's throw people in with no training, no skills, completely traumatized. It's like, yeah, but you got this. And like, fuck.
And some people are still living it. It's not lived. It's not like I
Living
won
it
the
in the
lottery, got a house and a car and a whole new family. Like life's great. I lived it. Like some people are still living it.
fair comment.
I think some people always will be. I mean, for me,
Isn't that life?
yeah, I mean, I went through a period where my mental health was really stable, but actually, on reflection, my mental health was only stable because I wasn't doing anything. You know, I wasn't exposing myself to risk. I wasn't exposing myself to anything that might elicit any kind of emotion or fucking anything. I'd stuck myself. I'd just turned it off. I wasn't feeling anything. I wasn't living in anything. And then I, you know, fucking turned it back on, and it's just difficult to deal with. We're always gonna come up against things in life that are gonna, you know, knock us a little bit, knock us off track, or change us. Um, I don't know what my point was to that, but
I think it was a very good point because it was something I was going to say, and it's something we was talking about earlier. Like when I work with people who are still perhaps in using something or drinking or whatever, the emphasis is not straight away on getting clean and sober. It's about becoming well. And that can mean so many different things to each person. Abstinence is not a meter of being well. And I want people to be well, not abstinent.
mm,
Do you know what I mean? It's that systemic wellness actually, and that's what it's about. And I think for myself, it's a lifelong journey of peaks and troughs and navigating different things and the human condition, actually, in many ways.
So can I
yeah.
just point one thing out quickly? Yeah. About 10 minutes ago, Daisy was in quite a vulnerable spot. Yeah, really open and transparent. Now she's fucking solid and fucking powerful and strong. Fuck, do you know, I just want to bring some awareness to this. Like fucking people bring stuff, okay,
Yeah.
and then let it okay, let's.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
think you
so
by
excited.
speaking about that so openly, like I've been pushing it out of my mind, like ever since I fucked out on Facebook and LinkedIn, and I could really have damaged my own reputation. And before I'd even started, like I'm always going to have this, like the whole mental health thing. Like I think these past 3 years, I had to come to terms, and I think I'm coming to terms that the fact that I might next year, 5 years, 10 years, end up a shell of myself sat in a chair looking out a window thinking, what the fuck is my life? Like, why am I doing that? That it was really scary before, but now I had like a bounce back. I know that, well, I hope that I have that. It's okay, we can bounce back when I'm sat in that chair, a shell of myself. But like, try not to pathologize it, but like the obsessive thinking, like I'm starting to look at like the behavior traits and think, well, maybe I am a little bit depressed, and maybe that depression is turning into obsession, and then that obsession, not guided or not having anything to do with it, turns into frustration and then bad acting, and then I'm back drinking or using. But actually, I'm going to find something to distract myself from it, regardless if it's a drink or if it's TikTok or just distract like you guys are doing now, distracting yourself from what you should be doing or what you
Yeah.
feel you could be doing.
Think
But does that make me a inpatient for a psychiatric ward? No. I'm just trying to persevere. I'm trying to persevere with life, and at the end of the day,
yeah. And I think that's the thing, isn't it? Like I say, it's always going to come up, but every time it comes up, you get slightly better at dealing with it. Am I dealing with it perfectly? Fuck no. Am I using? No. That's an improvement. Pat
yeah.
on the back for me. I didn't go upstairs and drink the night nurse that is in the cupboard. I didn't drown in my mum's bottles of wine that are currently in the fridge. And no one's here, no one would know. But David made a very good point to me yesterday. I would fucking know, you know. I'm not self-harming in the traditional sense. I might. I am just not hungry. I'm not eating, and I know it's a problem, and I will address it eventually. But right now, it is not the end of the world. I am not about to be hospitalized. My hair isn't full. Well, my hair's, is not falling out. My teeth aren't coming out my skull. And we need to just remind ourselves sometimes that, yeah, it's fucking hard. Am I doing am I doing perfectly? No, definitely not. Am I doing the worst? No, I'm doing better than last time. I might be spending £600 a week on diesel because I keep driving in circles to try and distract myself, but it's better than I was or would have done last time this happened, and that's okay. And
You hear the strength coming up in Daisy. Huh? You feel it? It's like, fuck.
Have you found your house, Daisy?
don't fuck it up.
Sorry.
Don't mention the war.
Oh,
We were doing so well, Olivia. Fuck.
I put an offer in and they said no, and they've basically asked for 15 grand more. And I'm trying to decide whether I want to spend 15 grand more. I don't. But I also don't want to keep looking at fucking houses. It's doing my nut in.
Yeah, well, don't buy a house because you're fucking tired of looking for houses.
I know exactly.
That
And
was a
then,
frap.
yeah, no, please, at the moment, frap away. I need it, clearly.
I thought you were going to say something really wonderful. Yes, I found it.
No, I haven't found it. I'm still living with my mum. My mum is on holiday, thankfully. I think it's a good thing. I think that's maybe played into this a little bit. I thought I was going to really enjoy her not being here, and I'm really not. So, yeah, I don't know. It's all going to be okay.
Well, I bet you Bally's upset you didn't stick around.
but it really is a lonely space to be in. Like, I'm not even just talking about this work. Like, I'm asking myself more recently, like, when does the loneliness go away? Because people talk about like, oh, don't be lonely, like find connection, and they talk about it like eventually it's just going to be taken away. But truth of the matter is, whether you live with someone, whether you have everything or not, when you're sat with yourself in that vulnerable moment, it's fucking lonely. It's really fucking lonely, and you just want it taken away. But you are you. You're fucked. You're stuck. But yeah, or does it,
Yeah.
David? I don't know. Does it go? Or am I right? It's just stuck with you. The loneliness, that part.
Um,
Or is that the bit that they talk about God?
no, no, no. I just really feel it, Marcus. Um, where I've gone to personally is I'm now in a place where I like that loneliness. I enjoy it.
Yeah.
It took me a place to be, it's become more of a peaceful solitude. Yeah. But but there's other stuff there that if I must look at, whether I like it or not.
Yeah, I suppose I have more peace than what I had before, but I don't know. It's pain. Yeah, it's still painful sometimes, that loneliness.
And Marcus, you're a lot younger than me. Like I'm 60 years old. How old are you?
34.
Yeah, be fucking 34, mate.
Be sorry.
Be 34. Yep. Like when you get to 60, like you're, well, fucking, oh, I don't want to fucking. I can see myself fucking with a walking stick soon going down Tesco's. Get out of my way! Yeah,
Yeah. I've
that.
always been old before my time. Like I've been like an old soul. Just have
But
that
but but
sensible
but but
mindset
but
most of the
but be
time.
34, Marcus. Be fucking 34. Daisy, be
David,
31.
David said I can relapse.
I, th- I think sometimes with the loneliness, though, no matter how surrounded you are by support and by people, and you know, because I've been reaching recently because everyone's like, you're struggling, reach out. And I've been grappling for anyone that would take 10 minutes to fucking listen to me. But it doesn't help. Well, it does, but it doesn't at the same time. There is no amount of words that I can share that are going to remove this feeling from me.
No.
I can talk about it and I can think about it and I can pathologize it and understand it and know where it's coming from and know how I'm reacting and, you know, look at it every way under the sun. The feeling is still going to be there. And I need to, I used to say that I had this huge tolerance for discomfort, and I do, but only clearly in certain circumstances. And there is always going to be something that fills that distance of, uncomfortableness. And I can't get rid of this feeling. And I'm going to have to just learn to sit with it and wait until it passes. And it will pass eventually. It just, and I think maybe that's my problem at the moment is I'm trying to just fix it. I'm trying to wish it away and I'm trying to get rid of it through talking, through driving, through fucking anything. And instead of trying to fix a problem that can't be fixed, I just need to let it be, you know, and stop torturing myself for thinking about it and for ruminating over it and just understand that it's is what it is. It's
Yeah.
shit. I feel shit. And maybe being okay with that inside, like not just saying that I'm okay with it, actually learning to sit and be okay with it. Maybe that will help. I say maybe because there's no way I'm going to fucking do it, but I can try.
I guess it's a process of healing. Like it's like a wound that's open, it's waiting for it to heal, and then It's like walking through a fucking bramble bush, though. There's going to be another car.
Yeah. Yeah.
Guys, I've made Katie the host, whether she likes it or not. I have to jump.
So do I. I'm so sorry, everyone, but I'm going to get locked in the building if I don't jump.
Bye, everyone. Katie, will you handle the checkout, please?
Yeah, of course I will.
Bye.
Love you
Thanks,
all.
everyone.
Bye.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye, David.
Bye.
Hey, thank you, Daisy.
There were 4. Oh,
Okay, do you want to check out or do you want to spend a bit more time?
I don't mind.
I don't mind.
Daisy, do you need more time? Do you feel that it would benefit you? Benefit you? Why can't I speak today? I honestly don't know what's going on.
I don't know. Like I said, I think no matter how long I spend talking, it's,
I know.
you know, and I think part of me is talking to just fill the space, you know. But it is what it is.
Yeah, I get that, you know, because I'm, as you know, I'm a massive advocate for reach out, speak to people, do that, you know, and for some people that's great. I am the worst, and I'm going to use my favorite word. I'm the worst cunt for it. I will not do it. I will not do it. And even when I do it, it's surface level. I'm not delving. I'm not opening up this little can of worms to anyone. And I know that goes against everything that I advocate. Everything. I'm aware of that. It's that thing again. Do what I say, not what I do.
Yeah.
Don't watch me because, and maybe that I'm just not there, because when I have done that in the past, when I have reached out, when I did try, I didn't get it. So I kind of like, okay, then I'm going to go a different way. I'm going to do it myself. And that's probably behavior that I need, and I know I need to unlearn. But I really felt it, Marcus, when you said, does that loneliness ever go? Because I've got people all around me. I can ring anyone 24 hours a day. But actually, I am alone. Ooh. Because no one can feel it, can they? The same as they can't for you, Daisy. No one can feel what you feel, and you can't explain it. Right? It's hard. It's really hard.
I'm convinced that by the end of like this course with David, that I will actually cry.
You will.
Oh, you fucking will.
You will. No, but you're right, Katie. It's even, you know, that reaching out and having someone sit and listen, it's nice, you know. And some people don't react very well. They advise or frap or, you know, and sometimes they just sit with you and listen, and but it doesn't, you know, you are still going to be sat with that feeling. And it's, I think for me it's become a bit of a drug, you know, to reach out and to talk to someone quickly, and then that's 10 minutes where instead of just sitting, I'm bleh, and it feels a slight relief. But as soon as that's over, it's like, fuck, it's back again. You know?
I think that was a lot with me, like in my addiction. Like I had
I've
so
got to
many
go and take
people.
this call. It was good.
Okay.
I'll catch you later. Bye bye
All
bye.
right, take care.
I had so many people like that I could have reached out to. I've got 8 sisters. I think they're like more angry of that I didn't reach out for the help, and I suffered and didn't tell anybody and hid it from them, you know. And they're like, we're here, you know. And I don't know, it's because I was brought up to be a kind of a powered woman, and I have to kind of I have to do it all by myself. Like my parents died when I was quite young. I can cope without anybody else. I don't need anybody else's help. I can do it. And if I just picked up that phone, I would have got help. And even now, sometimes I feel lonely. And like one day, my daughter was here, and she said, "Are you all right, Mum?" And I always say, "Yeah, yeah, fine." But that one day, I said, like, "Actually, I feel like shit." And she was like, "Oh, okay. Do you want to talk about it?" And we had a little bit of a chat, and I think she felt better as well because I wasn't. She knew there was something wrong. She read my face, and I offloaded, and I did feel better afterwards.
Mm.
But yeah, loneliness is horrible. I've got 8 sisters, and I still fucking feel lonely.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and I totally get that quick fix as well. Briefly mentioned it this morning when I was talking to my counselor in the week, and she said to me, "What do you do when you feel anxious? When you feel that?" And I say I ring someone that I know is struggling or needs some help, and she went, "What is wrong with you? Why would you do that?" And it's because then the focus is not on me, and I
Yeah,
keep doing that, and I'm getting, you know, which in some ways is a good thing. I do because it does take me away from myself. I'm not wallowing in that crap. But then, like you,
that's
Dave,
an AA thing, isn't it?
it is. But I
Yeah,
think that was an always a me thing anyway. It just sits with me really nicely. Um, but all I am doing, in truth, is deflecting. I'm
yeah.
deflecting from whatever's going on in my head.
Mm.
And I also think everyone, to some degree, every human being feels this shit, not just people in addiction. It's just we can be honest about it. So we're
Yeah,
kind of lucky in that
Mm.
way that we can do that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But it's hard, that honesty, I think,
Mm.
sometimes. Like, because it's hard to let people know what is actually happening,
mm.
why you might be upset, or what the kind of actual cause of it is. Um, and I think, there's sometimes, especially in like Lero's and in, just in life in general, there is a fine line between knowing when to share everything
Yeah,
and when to keep the details back but share the feelings.
yeah,
And, I think what I've been doing recently is sharing how I've been feeling. I haven't been telling people why I'm feeling the way that I'm feeling. And I don't know if there is a benefit in doing so, you know, because
do you want to share
whether
now with me? No. Okay. Yeah, I've got
whether
my
there
counselor
is
head on me. That's what I'm doing. I'm like pulling all the counselling stuff at you, dragging it out.
no, but you know what I mean. It's just do the circumstances matter at the end of the day when they're eliciting that emotion?
Yeah.
Does going over the actual
Well, yeah.
happenings matter?
Yeah, that happened to me in rehab. They were doing a family thingy, and I'd speak about my parents and all my siblings, and everybody was going, "Oh, we're going to be here all day with Olivia," because like a big family. But when I came to my parents, because they died when I was quite young, I was 12 and 14, and I've shared that story so many times. It's like and the counselor said to me afterwards, "You sounded like a robot."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Well, I've said it so many times. What's the difference of saying it again? I don't see the purpose of keep going over the fact of how it affected me, what happened, da 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 da. Like I've done that for like the last nearly 30 odd years. It's not about that, is it really? You
I
don't need
think
to talk about what the problem is. You just need to share the feelings.
I think it also all depends a lot on what the problem is.
Mm,
Because if it's a problem that maybe if someone from outside can look at with like a drone view so that they can give you a different perspective,
yeah.
that can help. But when
Mm,
it's just, and I just speak personally for me, like my stuff is very much a internal, free floating, overthinking, anxiety that half the time I don't even know what the fuck it's about. And
Mm.
probably I need help with that sometimes to try and figure it out a bit. I don't know. And it's something I've lived with for so long.
Yeah.
I'm just with it. So actually, there's really little point in me saying, oh, I sit here and I'm okay, and then the next minute I think I'm dying, or or whatever. I can't. That's just how it is, and nothing
Yeah.
you say is going to change that feeling within me. Do you know what I mean? But if it's a practical something's going on,
Problem.
yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I think that's for me the difference looking at it.
Mm.
Because sometimes there's no solution, is the truth of the matter.
No, no, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't fix my parents died like when I was 12 and 14. It's done. I can't
Yeah.
fix it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know. But like this morning we were talking about because I've been volunteering at the unit. That's where I got well. I've been volunteering for the last 2.5 years. I'm coming up to 3 years sober, so 2.5 years I've been volunteering down there. And the staff keep saying to me, like, there's a job coming up, going for the job. There's a job coming up, going for the job. So now I finally put myself forward for the job. But now in my head, it's like, shit, what the fuck have you done now? Like, you're going to, like, you mightn't get this job. How are you going to walk in that door again if you don't get the job? And, do I kind of just leave there and go somewhere else and volunteer and then get a job with them? And it's just like, and David this morning was like, after everything you've done the last 2 years, like the counselling and like all of this and other things that I've been doing, he said you should be employable. So like if they don't hire you, then what are you going to do? And I was like, well, maybe I'm waiting for that decision to be made for me, just to kind of, do I walk away from there? Is that really bad if I just go, right, I'm done?
That's so similar to my situation, and I don't know if this will give you a little bit of hope and trust or whatever, because where I had my treatment, I volunteered for 2.5 years, and I was 3 years in recovery, and I got to the point of like, I can't keep doing this. They're taking the piss out of me, but I really don't want to walk away from it because I like what I do.
Yeah.
And I was just like, right, I've had enough. This is not good for me anymore. I'm stepping away. Within a week, this job came up. And I never in a million years, if I'd fucking known what it was, would have gone for it. I mean, that's the truth of the matter. But I went for it, not really expecting much. And I got it. And from there,
Yeah.
strength to strength to strength. So those right things will happen
Yeah.
when they need to. Do you know what I mean? And you will react and deal with it
Yeah.
in the
It's
right
like
way.
they asked me to come in a couple of months ago to help because I do the smart group and it's the biggest group that have all the other groups. That's the biggest group. So they all got together having a meeting. They're all paid and stuff like that. They're all having a meeting about how to kind of do the other groups and what impact can I bring. So they asked me to come in and share my experience with the group and stuff like that. So I'm thinking, I'm sitting there, I ain't getting paid for this. You're all sitting there getting paid, and I'm telling you how to run the place, And the first thing I said to them, I said, see that piece of paper, like all the groups? I said, that's what you're doing 4 years ago when I was here. It's like, that needs to be changed. They're like, shit, yeah, it does.
And that's where your strength and your all of that will come into play, because again, exactly what I was training members of staff.
But that's what they've asked me to do.
Ropes. And
yesterday they asked me to train other people. Would I be up for training other people?
Yeah.
I was like,
at some point you've got to go, no, actually, no. It's finding your voice and your boundary, and
that's what David was saying this morning. You know what Dave was like?
I do. He's helped us all
volunteer
at one point or another.
Yeah.
But he said, so what are you going to do now? And I said, well, I'm going to go wait for the job. The manager is on holiday. She's asked me to apply. The manager's asked me to apply. The company, the organisation is through Way Through. Have you heard of Way Through? It's their
Oh.
organisation. It works with like a hospital of London, London and Maudsley Hospital, South East London. The it's kind of NHS and way through kind of thing. So just an outsider coming in, the way through person, then just the manager, and they both kind of give the interview. But it's down to the way through woman, the woman that's paying the money and putting the input in, that decides who's going to have the job or not. So just have to wait and see.
You will, and remember, it's not always a reflection on actually who you are or what it is.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's about people's opinions, their experience, who they know, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
You've got to really try not to take anything
Too personal.
personally.
My sponsor says to me, Olivia, God has a plan. And I'm like, really? Is he lost? Has he got lost up there?
But I mean, I do believe that. I don't really do fellowship like I used to, but I do believe that because that is how it worked for me. As soon as I let go of me trying to control everything
Yeah.
and just went, right, that's it, then things did start to come into place. And I don't necessarily think that's like fucking God or anything like that. It's about me letting go of my self-will, letting myself be open to other stuff.
Yeah.
That's probably what I need to do with a lot of other things. So again, I need to be listening to what I'm saying.
Oh God.
Okay. So shall we check out now?
We'll check out, yeah. I've got like wellness at 7 o'clock tonight.
Oh God.
Like I've been on this all day.
Yeah.
5 hours of Zoom.
It's good. It's good.
Yeah. So I'm checking out. Going to do some cooking for my students. I have students staying with me, French students that don't speak English. So
Fun.
it's just ridiculous. I use my phone. I write everything down on my phone, and they read it in French, and then we just go back and forth like that.
Love it.
I'm like,
Solution for everything.
I just go have a shower. There's the Wi-Fi. I'm going to cook you dinner, and then you go to bed. And they go, okay. So yeah, I've got a week off next week, so that'd be nice.
Nice.
Yes, I'll still be on here though, but I have a week off. Yeah, I'm checking out, tired and reflective, and yeah.
Good. Daisy, how are you checking out?
I'm a bit in my head.
Yeah.
Right now. Quite a lot in my head right now. And yeah, I'm ruminating over how I'm feeling. And also kind of what I want to do going forward. It's I'm just stuck. I'm stuck with this thought and this feeling, and I've been pushing it and pushing it down, and it's come to a point where I can't do that anymore, you know. So, and I'm very much someone who toils over decisions, as you know. But this isn't necessarily a decision that even fucking matters. You know, the kind of circumstances are out of my hands. But I think the decision is more how I'm dealing with it, whether I sit and feel it and just let it fucking pass, or if I keep trying to push it away, because I am, driving and fucking whatever, not eating and fucking not sleeping well, and you know. So I don't know. I'm Yeah, sorry, I'm feeling up in the air. I'm up in my head, and right now I'm trying to decide whether I want to go for a drive, go to talk to someone, or whether I don't do that and I just sit and let myself think about this. And I'm not sure which is the healthiest option, to be honest.
Maybe there's another option. Maybe there's another option. Maybe, I don't know. Is there only two options in that?
Would you want to do some frapping? What's the third option?
I was really trying not to frat there. I
Come
was
on, my
really open to you. Well, I'm just thinking, so you've got the right sit with it, or you've got the distract from it. But what about making plans to how actually deal with it? Because you've been toying around this a little bit. Maybe you actually need to take some kind of action, whatever that is, for your own well-being. Because you were saying you're doing this and you're doing this, and maybe that's not helping. Maybe you need to look at something different. So I'm just throwing it out there. Just throwing it out there. I'm not frapping, I'm just throwing it out there.
How are you feeling?
I'm checking it. I feel quite sad, actually. I feel sad seeing you so sad. And also it's brought up a lot for me, talking about the loneliness, the sadness, sitting with those feelings. I'm not so sad that I'm going to sit and cry for an hour, but it's that recognizing that sad feeling, actually, sad feeling of, I'm not quite where I want to be, that I probably still, I know I still have a lot of stuff that I want to sort out, and I'm probably a little bit stuck in that way as well, if I'm honest. So it's just a recognition of all of that, and primarily my fucking instinct of absolutely wanting to rescue you, Daisy, which I know I can't do, because that's my thing, and I've got to, and that's why I don't keep going, Daisy, you're right, Daisy, because I'm very mindful of
I
not.
want to drive down and take her out.
I know.
It's Margate, isn't it? Take me about 2 hours, but I'll get there. Sod the students, sod the wellness. Gotta see Katie. Oh, Daisy, sorry. Yeah.
Exactly that.
I should come down and see you one day. Come down and see the organisation. I'll do it on a hot day when I can go on the beach.
Yeah, do it for
I'll come down on a Thursday and join you on the meeting, and Dave would be like, what?
Yeah.
Surprise.
Absolutely. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, okay. So thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Really enjoyed. I don't know if enjoyed is the right word, but I found it thought-provoking and really useful.
Yeah.
I hope, Daisy, it's been good for you to at least talk.
Yeah.
And know you're not on your own, actually, even though it feels like you are.
Yes.
Come up to South East London, you'll be fine.
Yeah, I am in London next week, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Or the week after. I don't know.
There you go. It's all going to be okay, one way or another. Do you know what I mean? Because actually, we are all okay, no matter what. Even if we have to do whatever we have to do to be well, it's okay. We're all okay. Do you know what I mean? Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
All right. Well, try and have a good evening.
Yeah.
All right. And I will, Daisy, I'll speak to you very soon. I'm sure. Olivia, I'll see you next week.
See you next week.
All right.
Bye.